Howdy. Welcome to the Fantasy Back Porch Hour. We are Lil D.
Howdy, howdy.
I love the pink shirt, brother.
Yeehaw, brother. Love the boobies.
Thank you. Mine. This is Sleaze, the Fantasy Alchemist. I am Bear. This is Outlaw. Let's do it.
Well, there's been a lot of talk lately over fantasy etiquette. What is the proper way to actually play when it comes to trading and other aspects of the game?
Right, and I know there's been a lot of talk between us, especially, and in our leagues.
Yes.
If anyone's in a league that plays serious or plays for money and really cares about it, there's always going to be etiquette problems because there's always going to be them couple guys who make it miserable for everybody else, and everybody else makes it miserable for them because,
Right. Well, the basic
we
rule
just
of
all
thumb
can't
is
get along.
basically the way it's supposed to go is that if you're gambling, then standard gambling rules apply. Like there's no cheating, there's no backdoor moves.
Right.
Which is why you use the waiver wire. The waiver wire is a necessity. There is a trading deadline in all of fantasy football, just like in real football. The reason why the waiver wire is in place is to prevent these backdoor trades, where after that deadline has happened, you and I want to make a trade, but we can't. So you drop a guy, I drop a guy, while we're sitting next to each other on the computer, then we pick the other guys up, run away. If there's no waiver wire, you can do that.
Right.
But then there's really no end to the trading deadline, and no one gets to vote on it. You put in a waiver wire with that 2-day waiting period in it to prevent that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that way, everything is fair game in that.
Right. But even so, if you're, after the trading deadline, you're trying to drop somebody, wait for them to clear waivers to swap players with somebody else, that's still a backdoor trade, and it does happen.
Yes, but it's hard to happen because
It is. It's harder to happen.
If somebody, chances are the two people that are dropping don't have first claim.
Right, but either way, don't do that.
Right, but if it does happen in your league, you pay attention to that waiver wire. If somebody drops like a Vincent Jackson, later in the year, or a Peyton Manning later in the year, you pick that up, regardless if you need it or not, just to prevent it.
But again, most leagues, at least the ones that I played in, at a certain point, they have what they call the undroppable players.
Yes.
So, like Peyton Manning has been designated in every league that I'm playing in undroppable.
Well, I was just using it as an example.
Yeah, what I'm saying, there's certain players. I mean, once they get to that point, you can't drop them. I mean,
No,
unless,
I don't,
Unless they're out for the year.
Yeah, I don't observe when I set up a league, I don't observe undroppable players because I got stuck with Darren McFadden one time, and I was not happy about it.
Yeah.
It happens.
And I couldn't do anything about it.
Now, another big issue is trading. Yeah. People get really mad when their trade gets vetoed. Well, there generally is a reason why your trade got vetoed. Generally, it's because you're trying to help somebody else win. Collusion.
Right, or somebody's trying to dump their team because they know they've lost.
Yes, to help somebody else out.
Right. It's especially prevalent in keeper leagues.
Yes, there is no collusion.
And especially if you can trade draft picks.
Yes, that can be an issue. And that's why your trade will get vetoed. And then when your trade does get vetoed, don't cry about it.
And don't try to remake the same trade.
Yeah, don't
Over and
just
over
go.
again.
Yeah, exactly. Just hoping that people aren't paying attention.
Or they're just going to get tired of vetoing and say, screw it, just let it happen, I'm tired of this.
Yeah, no. If your trade got vetoed, there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
You may not like the reason, you may not agree with the reason, but there is a reason, and it happened.
Yeah.
And on the other end, don't just veto every trade.
Right.
Yeah, don't do that.
Don't veto the trade just because you want the player.
Right.
Yeah.
If you wanted the player, you should have made a reasonable offer. Obviously, somebody made an offer that the other guy liked, which you were incapable of doing. So don't veto just because you want that player or just because you're pissed that no one will trade with you.
Which brings me to my next point about trading. Make reasonable offers.
Yeah.
Don't send me your scrub for my starter and expect me to take it. Don't send me a guy that just got hurt on the IR.
Or this...
Yeah, that's
and this
just
happened
poor.
to me this year. Somebody actually tried to trade for Peter or something. But offering me somebody that had a semi-decent 1 week, and about week 4, they picked them up off the free agent wire, and then try and trade them to me for somebody I've drafted and had all year.
Yep.
That's not going through.
Well, and what about the guy trying to trade you Julio Jones after he goes on the IR?
Yeah. Like, I don't know that.
Right.
But even if I didn't know that,
That's not cool.
Yeah.
you should never know
No,
that.
why? Don't try to take advantage. You know what? Not everyone reads the news every day. They should.
Yeah.
But not everyone does. If you know something happened, if you know something happened in the Sunday night game or the Monday night game, and you
don't start throwing out trades
you caught
for that guy.
you caught some wind of some news on Monday morning.
Yeah.
Don't start trying to dump that guy. That's just poor.
What is acceptable is, let's say you drafted Tom Brady like I did.
Okay.
And you saw after week 4, this is not going to work out. Send an offer to every single team for Tom Brady. Go ahead. The best. If somebody likes it, they're going to take it.
Yeah.
And then don't get mad that you didn't take it in time. That's okay. Why not play the field?
Yeah, you can try.
Yeah.
But don't be unreasonable in what you want in return.
Hey,
No.
The only reason I took that trade is because it's already proven that if I have a Falcon or a Patriot on my fantasy team, they will go to shit. And if I hold on to Tom Brady, the Patriots will play like shit.
Well, and I kind of tacked him on a trade too.
Well, yeah, I got Ray Rice out of that.
Yeah. Now, the last part about etiquette is what's called cycling the position.
Yeah.
For those
This pisses me off
For those
so
who don't
much.
know what cycling the position is, it's when, let's say, that your opponent, their kicker's on a bye week. So you go ahead on Saturday night, Sunday morning, and pick up every single kicker available and drop them.
So that they're forced to observe the 2-day waiver wait.
Yeah.
Right. Now, there's a lot of controversy over this. Personally, I'm okay with it. The reason being, if you know your kicker's on a bye week, then on Monday night or Tuesday morning, you better be making your waiver claim.
The waiver wire comes open Wednesday
And
morning.
I disagree with that, and here's the reason why I disagree with that. My kicker was on a bye last week. It was Caleb Sturgis. Let's just say, and I'm not saying I wanted to do this, but even if it's a defenses and kickers to me are interchangeable weekly.
They are.
But I will not usually drop the one I have until Sunday morning. And the reason for that
That's
is
your own fault.
No, there's a reason for this. If I drop them on Monday or Tuesday, that gives everybody else a chance to pick them up. But if I drop them on Sunday and I want them for the following week, I still have a chance to put in a waiver request for them for the following week.
Well, then you have to drop somebody else.
Yeah.
And I don't mind doing that.
Well, instead of waiting, drop somebody else and make your waiver claim.
If I have to pick up,
No.
if I have to pick up, no matter the position,
I'm not holding 2 kickers or 2 defenses. That ain't happening.
No matter the position, if I have a player on a bye week, my waiver wire, if I need somebody, my claims are submitted Tuesday.
Yep, and they should be.
So that they're ready Wednesday morning.
They should be.
I'm not putting in, unless it's somebody that I really, really want. And I mean, a kicker and a defense, it's rare that I'm ever going to. No.
Well, then you get what happened to you last week.
Exactly.
Where Sunday, you decided, I'm going to go on the computer now.
Yep.
And then you came out all mad because you thought everybody got cycled. But the game started.
I was like,
Nobody got cycled.
because my job is awesome.
Yeah.
But if you had done it Tuesday,
Then you wouldn't have had a
you
problem.
would have had a kicker.
But conversely, it worked out really well for me.
It generally does. It always
Well,
works out.
it worked out well because I would have dropped the Rams, but at the Sunday at 1 o'clock, I was forced to play them twice.
Yeah, I know you're new to fantasy football. But do you have any input on the cycling the position debate?
I gotta agree with Outlaw and Sleeves on this one,
That's
just because I mean
It's fine.
it just seems right. If you're gonna be prepared for the week, you might as well be prepared early.
Yes.
I mean, you know what you want when you want it. But then I can also see Bear's side. But I play like you guys play. I
Yeah.
put in my waiver order Tuesday.
Yes.
Okay.
Because if I want a
do
player,
too,
I want a
certain-
player. Hence the reason I put in my Vincent Jackson claim last night, something like that.
Right. Well, yeah, I did this morning.
Yeah. So, I mean, I want Vincent Jackson. I'm not hurt for wide receivers.
Nobody's there.
But exactly, he's
Why let
there.
somebody else have him?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right. Same reason I picked up Alfred Morris. I don't want him. I don't need him. But be damned if I'm going to let somebody else have him just because he's available and I don't need him. If I got room on my roster, I'm going to pick up a decent player.
Exactly.
I will pick up Vincent Jackson, and then when those people that claim, go on I will pick up Vincent Jackson when those people type into the message board about how I wanted him so bad. All right, trade him to me. I will give him to you, but you got to give me something that I actually want and or need.
Right.
Yeah. But that's all fair game. You need to put in your claims early.
I agree.
So-
Except for kickers and defense.
No, including kickers and
I
defenses.
disagree on
Make your claims right away. I have Cincinnati's defense in one league, Kansas City in the other money league.
Yeah.
I'm not dropping either of those two. But on their bye weeks, I'm definitely going to pick up another defense, but I'm going to stash the two that I have.
Okay, but the bottom line is you shouldn't be picking up players to replace your bye weeks last minute before the game starts.
Yes. Make your claims early, and then you won't have that issue.
Because then you're not going to get who you want.
The Rams aren't on the bye week.
You're very unlikely to get who you want.
Yes.
I just didn't think they'd do well against
And if you're playing against somebody and it comes Sunday morning, it's 11 o'clock and the kickoff's at 1, and you see that guy doesn't have any replacement for the kicker or defense, I'm fine with going ahead and doing it. Do it.
Yeah.
It's their fault. It's not yours.
No.
Don't worry about it. It's their fault. If they want to drop their defense because they have a bad matchup and they didn't do it already, screw them.
Okay.
They should have done it
Don't
already.
wait till the last minute. Bottom line, you have 4 days.
Yes.
4 days to fill your slots.
Get it done.
There's no reason to wait till the last minute.
So that is the Fantasy Back Porch Hours take on proper etiquette, except for Bears.
Yes.
Right.
Stay frosty, my friends.